everyone, welcome back. This is Gina and I am going to be working on some artist trading cards, which are 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches. Here I realized I put the clear gesso on the wrong side of the card. So I'm just trying to scrape it off and put it on the other side without having too much drama happen on this side. I'm trying to dry it up as much as I can so that I could put the gesso on this side. Because what I did was I found some scrap cardstock. I found some scrap pieces and I just drew out the sizes. And then my plan was to create on the other side. So when it was time to cut, I already have it drawn out. But I put the gesso on the wrong side. When I dried it, I ended up with these bubbles and I thought it was kind of cool. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to leave it and see how it looks. I'm trying to use it somehow. But they were actually really, really soft. So if you press too hard, it'll just kind of get squished, but it'll still be raised. So I started off using my spatula. This is a kitchen spatula that the tip I think I cut it. I don't remember why. If it was broken and I just snipped it off. But this is what I'm using to apply my paint to my bits of cardstock. Just something different instead of using the brush. And my colors today are blue and brown because I asked my daughter to give me 2 colors and those were the colors she chose. I don't know, for the life of me, I feel like I keep picking the same colors all the time and I wanted to use something different and I didn't want to think about it. So I was like, Gabby, give me 2 colors. And she said, I think she said 2 colors before and I told her I used those before. So she gave me blue and brown. I was like, okay, I could do that. That's cool. Let's do that. So this is not like super brown, but what is it called? It's called peach actually, but I think it's a very light brown, like a tan. So in my eyes, it's still brown. And then for some variety, I thought I would add some yellow on some of them. So I'm not going to put all the same colors. So some going to have yellow. And then I thought I would add some pink on some as well. Just, for just a little change. So the idea behind these artist trading cards is that I'm supposed to do an art swap. And we have to do artist trading cards. But the theme is supposed to be animals. So I went digging through what I had and I really don't have much animals at all. But I pulled out what I could. Here we go. And I'm trying to sort and see what I have. And this activity actually made me realize that I need to get some more animals. Yeah. I get my animals on just regular Google, but I also use Free Pick and Unsplash to get my pictures. So I'm still trying to pull out some pictures, trying to think of how they will fit, what's what, trying to figure out what's my next step. I realized too I have a lot of similar animals. That's why I pulled out that black and white horse just for variety. And here I was trying not to cut it yet, but I realized I didn't really, I needed to cut it. It was time. So I just cut them up in their pieces and I'm going to just work on placing the animals and giving some of them a background. And here I decided to add some more paint to some of the cards because I had extra paint and why not? Let's do the smush and spread method and get some paint on in some very, very, very organic ways. haven't used glitter in a long time, so I thought I want to use glitter today for sure. Yes, I'm going to use glitter. But this one turned out to be a lot chunkier than I thought. I keep seeing it in the bottle, and I was always thinking it's nice and fine, but it's not the fine one. So I was like, ugh, when it came out, but it was already done. The glue is already down, so I left it. And then I went fishing around for my finer one. So I'm just gonna spend some time on each of the cards, trying to see what animals could go where and how they should go. If I should leave them as is or if I should cut around them. But this one, I felt like it needed a little pop-up because it felt real, just boring, just too flat. So I stuck it on some cardboard and put it aside to dry while I work on some of the other cards. Again, I realized I have a lot of similar animals. So I am going to do some research to get some other types of animals, and I think I will do some more. Maybe I'll do them on my iCards instead of doing them as artist trading cards. I don't know. I guess it depends on how big I do them. If I print them small, then yeah, they'll be artist trading cards. So I also have stuff remaining from other projects on my table. So I just kind of look around, and when my eye falls on something, I'm like, hey, I could use that. And that's what happens. So I just end up picking them up and trying to see if they would fit and if I like it. But you know what I spent some time doing? I did some sewing on some paper. I did some strips of paper. Some of them are colored. Some of them are actually plain. And I don't know, for those of you who have been with me for a long time, if you remember when I did the homemade paper, but it came out so thick that I look at it, because I keep it out so I could see it, because out of sight, out of mind. So I kept it out so I could use it, but it just, it's always like, nah, it never feels right. So I thought if I strip them up, or I should say break them, because that's how thick my paper came out. I want to try it again, but not yet. I want to use what I have first, or even redo what I have, because they're really thick, and they don't tear, they break. That's how thick my paper is. But I want to try that. I did try it. And I sewed on it, and I was like, hey, so I actually found a way to use it, that's doable. It's really small pieces, but that's okay. At least I could still, it will still be used. So hopefully in my next iCards sessions, I will use some pieces and we'll see how thick they are. Here I'm trying to figure out how to put this dragonfly on. Just adding some color, adding some background, adding some small differences to some of the cards. So even though they both would have the dragonfly, one has the gold touch on it, things like that. One has, obviously a different type of glitter. Do you see the difference? That I was just checking to see how it looks, and I like it. I think it's good enough. So this actually took me a little while, because there are so many cards, and then afterwards you have to individualize it. So it took a little while. And after a while I was just tired and I wanted to be done because I had other things to do. So with the horse, yeah, that was just me being tired. I don't know if I'll try to fix it or just leave it as is, and I'm not giving that one away. It's too ugly. I mean, it's not good enough, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I think if I want to give away something, I'd want to give something better. That's what I mean. Yeah, so here comes Mr. Horse. And I wanted to give him a background because, it was just boring. And I thought, yeah, this is cool, And then I just got too rough and too wild, and he ended up having paint on his neck. And for me, that's what spoiled it. And that was that. So that will not be traded. But I think it's cool to, everybody I think creates ugly art or what they think is ugly. So nothing is wrong with that. And I could use it in my personal journal as well, which is good. I actually really like the horse still though. He's a really cool horse. It's just I spoiled his neck. Yeah, I'm trying to change the background, and I was like, okay. And I just put it aside to dry. So moving on to some other cards. While others are drying, I'm counting now to see how much I've done, because I have to do 6 that I have to give away. So I'm trying to do more in case I don't like some. And it's a good thing because look at the horse. This picture I love so much. It just makes me feel so happy and so calm. I love this picture. It's so yum. And he looks like he's just chilling on the sand, and he's by the beach. And then the background color looks like sand and beach as well. I just love this card. And I kept it super, super simple. And just put some color around him. There was obviously too much blue. I was like, no! When I put it on, because I actually meant to put the brown around him. Oh, the things my fingers says that y'all don't hear. But yeah, I kind of cleaned that up with the white. And I love this card. And then I found a piece of scrap cotton, which I liked because I like the look of cotton because it looks soft and strong at the same time and gentle at the same time. I don't know if that sounds strange to anybody, but so I felt it was a great addition to this card. I'm just gluing that down, making sure it stays put. And I'm using tacky glue. I think tacky glue is the bomb. I love tacky glue. Whoever invented it, you are awesome, and God bless you. Tacky glue is the bomb. Yeah. And I have a few more cards left. I'm trying to choose. Some of these I'm like, but I could use you all as artist trading cards. You're like the perfect size. They're so cute. So I have this bird that I just love to bits. Look at that now. It's so pretty. I love birds. I realize I love birds. Their softness and their colors, their shapes, so even though they're soft, this is my opinion, they're also super strong and so versatile. And I think it's so amazing that God created them to be out there in the world, but still so protected. Because I have a tree outside. I forgot the name of it. I'll try and remember. It's one of those where they have smallish leaves. But, it can grow extremely tall. The roots grow very wide. But if you keep it small, short, it gets nice and full. And the birds always come, and I love to hear them. I love to see them. It's just, it makes me think of God all the time. And they make me happy. And several times they've obviously built nests and had eggs. I remember one time I was cutting it down because I need to keep it short because of the roots, right? Because we don't want it to damage your property. Or my neighbor's property. So I did the roots. I was cutting the branches, and there was a nest and it had eggs, and I was feeling so horrible. So I left. I cut the tree, but because of the nest, I left it. So my tree was looking real weird. It was very skinny and tall because of how I was cutting, starting out and going in. Yeah. I don't even know if the bird came back because remember I cut all around, which would have been the protective elements for the protective covering for the nest. So I don't know if those birds survived, if the eggs survived. It was horrible. I felt horrible. I felt like the worst person in the world. I didn't know that they were there, but still. So now I actually have to cut my tree again. And I know that there are birds there, and I'm sure there are nests. I haven't seen any because it's so bushy. But I need to cut my tree. So, and it's getting taller because I don't want to cut it because I feel like there aren't eggs and, And then one time, I actually had a bird started building a nest in my bathroom. That was kind of scary. I had to call my neighbor for that one. I was like, come on, could you come and get the bird out? I can't get it out. Yeah, but only after, when he came to take out the bird, that's when he found the nest. I was like, oh, that's why it kept coming back. Yeah. So it was kind of, and there were eggs, people. There were eggs. So again, I felt terrible. I told him to try and put it outside and hopefully he'll find it. So I don't know if he did. If she did, the bird. I don't know if she found them. I told him to put it in, somewhere safe and nested and covered and sheltered. But it was kind of scary. Scary because it kept fluttering around, how birds get when they just like, leave my babies alone. Anyway. So, right. So this card, I'm just giving it a background, and I put a little some black on top to help tie in with the blackbirds. I really love this card as well. And I try to keep them simple. I actually wanted to use texture paste on these, and it just never happened. It just did not happen. So it's finally time to cut these, but they're actually not dry yet. So there was some shifting happening, and I ended up cutting it badly. One side got the body of the dragonfly, and the other one pretty much missed it. But that's fine. I like these dragonflies so much. They're so pretty. I know I've used them before. I don't think I did a video for it. I just took pics, but they are so pretty. And I'm still trying to figure out what to use. See, this one could be a whole card by itself. Doesn't need nothing. So I found these plastic butterflies that I bought in a cake store. And I'm going to use this. And it was here I realized that I didn't do. I thought, when I had first started, I thought I would do some portrait and some landscape. But it's only the horse that came out landscape. And I really wanted to actually do more landscape. But that's fine. So with these two, I did one portrait and the other one landscape. Because I was like, suppose you want to write or stick a little sentiment and insert it into your journal, or, you'll have more room, which I think is pretty cool. So what I decided to do was, to help this pop, I added some white behind and just rubbed it on with my finger just to lighten it up so the black will pop a little more. And I like how that looked. And this one is the landscape, which I really like. And now I'm going to give all my cards a border. I'm just using my finger to rub on some black acrylic paint on the edges. And of course, I will be adding some splashes because it just adds it's like a final touch of, like when you exhale, like, yeah, that's it. That's how I feel every time I do it. Or if it feels like, yes, like a big scream of yes. So these are my cards. I'm giving you a moving close-up. Let me know which ones you like the most, which ones you like the least. I know for me the horse is the least. Although he kind of reminds me as if he's running in a cloud. He's running so fast and just kicking up a cloud. How about that? I love this one. Oh my gosh, I love this one so much. And this one. So much. And the butterflies, of course. I don't know why I came back around and showed you all what I showed you all before. But you're getting a double. I like this one because of the so much texture and the thickness. I actually ended up adding a button to that butterfly in the middle. But that's it. Let me know what you think. I look forward to your comments and I'll see you in the next video.